How to become a certified diabetes educator in Canada. According to the Canadian Diabetes Certification Board, you need to be registered and fully licensed with a regulatory body in Canada as a health professional. So this includes nurses, dietitians, doctors, pharmacists, even physiotherapists, occupational therapists. In my case, I am a registered nurse, so I am registered with the CNO, the College of Nurses of Ontario, and that's what allowed me to apply to become a diabetes educator. The next question to answer is, does your scope of practice as a regulated health professional allow you to teach diabetes education? So in my case, I am a registered nurse. I work on a general medicine floor. I have for 7 years, and that has allowed me to be exposed to many types of people with diabetes, including people with type 1, type 2, taking care of patients right after, diabetic emergencies like DKA, HHS, especially the older population. The one population I haven't been exposed to is gestational diabetes, just because general medicine is not for pregnant ladies, but that's okay. You don't have to be exposed to everything and all types of people with diabetes because it's such a broad topic, but as long as you have some kind of working knowledge with a diabetic population, you're okay to apply. The reason you need to answer the previous part is for this part. You need a minimum of 800 hours of practice in diabetes within the last 3 years in order to apply before the February 1st deadline of every year. When you apply, you're going to have to explain what type of experience in your workplace you've had with a person with diabetes. So it's basically the type of experience you've had and the number of hours you've worked. I'm not sure if the number of hours you work is based on a week or in a month. I don't really remember, but I remember it being a fairly easy process. All of the information that I mentioned today comes from the Canadian Diabetes Educator Certification Board. They have a frequently asked questions tab with 5 major categories, and the qualifications has a lot of frequently asked questions. And one can be here. How do I calculate the time that I provide diabetes education, and what part of my job is diabetes education? So here they have an explanation, and if you dig into the website more, you can find the Appendix A. And it's a really good website. I suggest that if you are interested to take a look at this tab. To become a certified diabetes educator, you need to pass the national exam, and that's the point of registering in the first place. It's a one-time payment of, I believe, $550, and that allows you to write the exam. I believe the exam is offered 2 or 3 times a year, so you can choose when you want to write it. Now, studying for the exam is a long process, and basically the exam is based on the Diabetes Canada guidelines that you can find on the Diabetes Canada website. I believe it's 34 chapters in total, and in each chapter they give recommendations. So that will be your Bible, your study guide, and the main focus of the national exam. On the Diabetes Canada website, this is the website, you can also buy these tools that will help you study for the exam. Now this is my fat binder. This was an expensive book. I think it was around $300, but it's basically broken down into all the chapters. And at the end of each chapter, so let's take a look at this one. This one is the introduction. Maybe we'll look at something else. Changes across the lifespan, maybe treatment, modalities, lifestyle. So this is another one, nutrition management and activity and exercise. So it basically goes through everything, and it's the wording. I really like the wording because it's the font is in a legible size. You're not squinting to see. And what I also really like is that at the end of each chapter they give you questions. Now the questions on the exam are multiple choice. They're not written statements, but it does help you to think about how to answer questions. And this is going through the insulin. So I really suggest this book. It helped me a lot. But again, I know the size of it can be super overwhelming. So that's why I suggest starting to study early. And this guide is basically a summary, which is really, really good. And I still use it to this day. Even for my nurse practitioner program, this is what we base diabetes management off of. And this is from 2018. There's a new 2020 quick reference guide that I haven't had the chance to buy yet, but I will. It's not offered on the website yet, but it's really handy. It's on both sides. And this is a major component of it as well, the ABCDs of diabetes care. And it's basically broken down to A, B, C, anyways, the alphabet and the guidelines. So I really suggest both of these. I wrote my exam in October of 2020, and I'm glad to report that I passed. So when you pass, you get this folder in the mail, basically telling you congratulations, the letter that you did pass, and a couple other things. I think these are just flyers. Just to hand out to people, and the most important one is the diploma or the certificate that you did pass. So there's mine, and you also get a little pin that you can pin when you're working. So whenever you see this, you know somebody is a certified diabetes educator. Now, this certification lasts for 5 years, so I'm going to have to renew it in 2025. And I think the renewal process, you do need to write the exam again. Anyways, that was my journey to becoming a diabetes educator. I am starting a new job as a DE in a couple weeks, and I'm really excited. It's part-time casual, so I'm able to have that job and also go to school full-time for the NP program. I will hopefully be documenting that journey in the next coming weeks, and you'll see how it goes for me. Anyways, I hope you learned a little bit of something. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and I will see you in the next vlog.